Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have a special guest tonight. Please welcome back for the 300th and something time, Quangou. It's me. The guest is me. Okay, so we haven't done. It's not just me though. It's me and my coworker here, Chelsea.
Your coworker.
And the last time we did this was about a year ago, huh?
Yeah, just about. It was Christmas.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to do this, I couldn't, I tried to book some guests. Everyone's busy around this time of year, but I'm trying to solidify some guests for next week. I want to talk more about the music project that I just completed. I did a Q&A last week on last week's vlog. I wanted to get a little bit more in depth about the whole process, each song, and then I was asking Chelsea if she wanted to read some comments or extra questions she finds on YouTube. But so the album is called Quangou Puer Eternos, and it means forever child, or it's like the Peter Pan syndrome. And the reason why I picked that is because I think as far as my progression through life, I'm still like a kid, and I do kid stuff like the video games and the oversleeping. And did you have a chance to listen to the album?
Yeah, I listened to all of it.
Okay, and did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Hey, cheers though. It's
I loved
coffee
it.
time,
Cheers.
huh? For me and you, huh?
Good ASMR.
Cheers. Okay. So we're not sponsored by them, but we're drinking some private selection double espresso because we both needed it. Oh, you know what's a good starting point is
Cheers.
cheers. Ooh, this is strong. I could tell.
good.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all I use. Okay. I used a little bit of the 202 when I ran out of sampling.
Is that the
Time
one like
on this?
MF Doom one?
Yeah, this is the one that MF Doom and Madlib. I actually, when I worked at Amoeba, I tried to talk to Madlib about that when I was a cashier.
sick.
And he just basically walked away.
Was he nice? Was he kind of nice?
Yeah, he was nice.
though?
You know what? I'm a fan of his still. He's more kind of like reserved and elusive.
Okay.
You know how like because he's kind of like a free jazz type.
Yeah.
You know, like he's and a lot of the hip hop guys. It's kind of a secretive society.
you say?
Where
Like,
they
what was your
I just said,
opening
hey
line?
man, it was so stupid.
Did you say, "Are
I
you
go, hey man,
Madlib?"
I was like, hey man, I got that 303 too, bruh. And that was just, and then he was just, you know who else was like that? That was kind of quiet is Cool Keith. I rang him up too, and he was quiet too, and Beck was quiet too, because I rang Beck up once
Okay.
on Register 3 there at Amoeba.
Yeah.
And I was shivering. I was like, you know, the extra sticker.
Would you get in trouble for doing that at work?
No, I mean when I worked at Amoeba, it's more like they
understand
they
it.
basically trust your judgment.
Okay.
So this is the main thing I use. But then so half the album, I did all the beats on this, but then I took a break because I got overworked, and so because I was that thing is a sampler, and I was like finding loop breaks and stuff like that. But then on the second half of the album, I use the Casio tone to kind of lay some of the samples, but then there's also drum sounds on here. So I got to a point where, because I was sitting there, I mean, all night sometimes just finding like for a drum loop or something, and I'm like, well, there's already built-in drums in here. Yeah. I don't really care if it's the rarest.
Did you write your lyrics?
Break. Yeah, I wrote the
loop?
whole thing, and I used 2 notebooks for that. And then now, maybe now, because I did a kind of a brief Q&A for last week's vlog. I wanted to maybe get into the the songs and the meaning behind the songs,
Yeah, you went deep. They're good. They're great songs.
Did you like the subject? I mean, people thought that there was like hidden like kind of like thing like metaphors within the song. A lot of the stuff is more deliberate. Maybe there was some kind of, I don't know if there was some subliminals in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the intro track, Puer Eternos, which is it's basically the self title to the whole project. I actually did this at like kind of in the middle or towards the middle to the end of the whole project. And can I be honest with you? I didn't have a concept until...
I was going to say, did you start with your concept?
No, I didn't have a concept.
But they tie in so well.
I know. And that's the whole thing is a mistake. So basically... once I figured out the concept,
That's so funny. You said the whole thing is a mistake.
The whole thing is honestly, it is a mistake.
It's a beautiful mistake.
The you know what? Maybe that's the name of the next album. Beautiful mistake. Once I figured out the whole concept, I looked at the other song titles because I had them. That like that arithmetic, that Chinese arithmetic table.
Cool.
I had a song listing on that, and I was looking at the songs. I'm like, wait a minute, these are like kid like titles. Like there's a turtle song, eels,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, this kind of makes sense. But you said that it kind of brings it kind of makes sense as an overall kind of a body of work.
Yeah. Cutthroat Eel was like kind of gave like growing up, but you could like be an adult and still go through like cutting friendships or like not worth.
Is that what you got out of it? Okay, let's hold up. Let's stick with song 1 first, and then that's song 2.
Myself.
So the first thing, Puer Eternos, I wanted to find a playground, kind of like where kids are congregating, where because the album's called Puer Eternos, Forever Boy or whatever, Eternal Boy, and I'm like, well, I want to make it seem like I'm within that that world, as far as I exist within that, but I'm kind of like hidden in the crowd of that, and so I started with that, and that beat is just a loop, and I'm like. Because it was like dong 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 dong, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? And so I'm like, it's one of those things where I didn't want to make it a full song. I just wanted it an intro, like because a lot of this stuff I just want the intro. Just say, hey guys, this album is about this.
Yeah. Where'd you find that sample?
I looped it. Yeah, I looped it on the 303, and then I wrote to that, and I'm like, okay, this is just the intro to the whole project. Okay, but let's get to song and then the sample I just found on like YouTube of like a European guy going Puer Eternos, and so you know what, he was like one of those speech therapists, kind of like how to make you pronunciate the word right. They have those. If you look up words, it tells you how to. It's like it was a video, like a 5-second video of him just saying it. I'm like, oh, I'll just loop that. So that was an accident. I just did that. I did that song very quickly because I wanted to. I was like impulsive. I'm like, let's just get it started. I got the concept. But Cutthroat Eel. So now go back to what you're saying.
Oh,
what'd you get out of it?
Wait, I wanted to say I'm gonna pull a Steebee and interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt a lot.
This
I'm
is
gonna
Quangou
interrupt
here. This is Steve somewhere over there. This is
today.
Quangou. The moniker Quangou's here.
The
but
Miyagi
sometimes
line?
this is Steebee.
The Miyagi line was so fire.
The what?
Like, I have the mind of a kid, but like a body of Miyagi. It was so funny. It was so
fire.
Like
Miyagi
so
though?
Good.
Yeah.
That line, it was so cool. But Cutthroat Eel.
Cutthroat Eel. So what'd you get out of that?
I loved it. I'd rather walk away than everything you bring was fire. It was giving.
You know what that's about? Different personality types, and it's about setting boundaries. And like with certain relationships and stuff. Yeah. So it has to do. It's more of a general kind of song of like, that's what I kind of got out of it, as far as like, sometimes with certain people you have to like set boundaries, and then it's just about certain characteristics and personalities that are like that might come back to harm you, or that aren't like the healthiest, So that's what that's about. And I don't know even why I named it that, because ever since I did a project called Escapable Aquariums, and I was like focused on oceanic, like fishes and stuff. And
it works so well though, because you put like eel, then you put turtle, and then you put mole within the first three. So it was like animals.
And that's like something something like a Dr. Seuss kind of thing. Yeah. And but again, that was all not intentional. Mm-hmm. Scared Turtle is about just my antisocial behavior and how to be honest with you, the older I get, the further I want to be away from people. Mm-hmm. Not everyone, I like it when you come and like I like going to Scissor Bros and doing that. But as far as if I didn't have any of that, I would want to. And I don't know if it's through genetics, because my mom is a recluse hermit. But it's about that, how I'm still kind of like, I'm old, but I still feel like a kid, but then I'm still scared. I still have a lot of these fears and anxieties, social anxieties, anxieties towards, fears and anxieties towards my future, the future of the world. I mean, look what's going on right now. I don't want to get into it. This big thing about what's going on, like as far as the war, but I mean, it's just like stuff like I trip out on a lot of things, and so and then I thought about a turtle, like like a turtle, like what does a turtle do when the turtle feels threatened? The turtle wants to kind of like curl back into the shell and like not want to like see sunlight and that's weird. I didn't even realize that the first, like after the intro, the first 3 songs are about
animals. Did you really not?
No, it's dawning on me now. Like, wow, that's
if you
crazy.
Switch 6 and 5, like
no. Wait, what were you gonna say?
It would have been like the cow mutilation one. Would have been all animals until you said you have your mom's kimchi stew, and that one's fire. Oh my god!
And we'll get to that one, because that was the hardest one to write.
When did you write this one, Scared Turtle? Was that also
so that's towards the beginning. That's one of the first songs. And then feel free if you have any questions. That's one of the first ones. Because I wanted to. This is the thing is with any like music project, I start strong, and then I just lose. All motivation. And there was times I was sitting there with my notebook and like the sun's coming out. I'm in my boxer shorts, and I'm like, I'm forcing it, and nothing's coming. Yeah. But it's funny how that works, and I'll talk more about that as far as the creative process and writer's block. But Whack-A-Mole. So Whack-A-Mole is an older beat. It's an old beat that I always loved, and I used it. I haven't performed in a long time, but the last time I did a solo set, I did a song called Dojo Dynamics, and I used that beat, and I realized, I like rocking like this when it was that live setting, and I'm like, God, it has the bird sounds, woo, woo, and I'm like, fuck. I really like this beat, And I did that beat on a video game. People don't realize before I had all this stuff, I had a PlayStation had a video game called Music Generator. I'm telling you, it's a video game, but I made so many beats on that. It's a music program. It's called MTV Music Generator, and it's like it's like fucking Fruity Loops before Fruity Loops was around. But so that Whack-A-Mole, and then again, it was just a fun kind of catch wreck song, and that I wanted to just rock over.
I'm looking at the PlayStation game. This is crazy.
Yeah, MTV2 Music Generator.
That's crazy.
And the cool thing about that, I don't know.
It does. It's like.
It was really cool to just, I would spend hours making beats on that, and I'm depressed because I still have it in my PlayStation, because it's such old equipment and it's an old console. But dude, I made numerous beats on that. So Whack-A-Mole is a really old beat that I just resurrected.
That one's cool. That one like has a whole beat switch. It's so different from the first couple.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of liked it, because the other ones I'm like, because I'm doing them fresh, but this one's kind of like, just bring it back and see how it works. And it is a little. Did you like the Whack-A-Mole? I got that off a kid's commercial. The Whack-A-Mole game. Yeah. And so I did that, and then that and then
was fun.
I got a sample off. Because Gabby told me Wind in the Willows, Wind in the Willow. Yeah, The Wind in the Willows. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's a 1996. It's this cartoon. It's a novel by Kenneth Grahame, and it's about there's a mole and there's different animals that talk in it. It's a children's novel by British novelist Kenneth Grahame, but they have a cartoon, and I got some of the dialogue off that. And, you know, it was just like maybe a 3-second
Yeah, that
like
song's so fun.
vocal sample. And so let's get back to the tearjerker, huh? Oma's Jigga.
Yeah, a lot of your comments are on that song. People love that song.
That was a
That's
hard
great.
one.
It's a
You know
great
what I
song.
realized too? Because when my dad passed away, I'm like, I don't know, for some reason, the way I deal with that type of thing, it's like, I don't know, because, you know, it's so painful. I'm like, I got to write about it or else I'm just going to go crazy. But with that, because I was giving so much respect to my dad, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and it was an analogy about a balloon and him flying, you know, the balloon going to heaven. But then what about my mom, you know? It's like my brother told me several years ago, because we're talking about my mom, you know, how like I'm a lot like her, like she doesn't want to be around people. Like I remember me and Gabby brought her to Costco like around like 4th of July or something, and she like had a nervous breakdown. Like she's like wanted to just go home. But when we were in Minnesota, I guess I was in kindergarten or something, but he was like, "You don't remember that time when Mom had to barricade the room with the dresser?"
Yeah, you shared this on
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
"No," and he's like, "Dude, like," and she opened her mouth and her mouth was bleeding, and like my dad like knocked her tooth out, and so I mean that's just one story. So I mean, dude, it's like my mom deserves a lot of like credit as far as like, dude, she took care of my dad like, you know, for like 10 plus years, even towards the, I mean, not even way longer than that, but towards the end, she was basically in-house nurse.
Yeah.
But that song was in homage to her and how, and not only that, the song's about her getting older, and it's like, again, about my fears, because, you know, my she is getting older, and it's like, you know, and then it's basically telling her that I got your back, always come back home and help out. Like, it's basically, I don't know if she'll ever hear the song. I would like her to. She's so caught up with K-pop, so I don't know if she's.
Say it's a new
Yeah,
jeans
I don't
song.
know, cause dude, can I give you an
Say it's
example?
new jeans.
Dude, I had a, you know, going back to Escapable Aquariums, that album, I had a shrink wrap CD that I gave to her, and she goes, "Oh, okay," and then. Like years later, like I went back, there was dust on it, still in the shrink wrap. Yeah, so I'm like, dude, if I'm giving her, like I only pressed up 200 of those
What
CDs.
if you made her a music video for that one? You made her a
Yeah,
little
maybe
video.
that would be
kinda
hard.
cute.
I don't know. Do you have any? I mean, do you think that'd be a good one to
That'd
do?
be cool. You could like scan a bunch of pictures of your mom and maybe
So-
make something cute.
Do you think that So you said that people commented more on that song out of all.
People love that song. I think too, just people hearing your stories and being a fan of you, and then hearing that story that you've shared before and that your brother has shared. I think it gave it just gave some realness to the song. The part where you're saying like, oh, not to wake up the beast.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right. That, and I was referring to my dad.
Yeah.
Like as far as I was referring to because you know,
being
when you,
a kid and being scared
being
of like
scared of
I
your
would've
dad, and you look at
protected
him
you.
as a monster when he
Yeah.
reacts that way when he's like
Yeah.
doing like taking a power nap.
Yeah, that song was real.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, I teared up actually recording it, and it took me several.
I teared up listening to it.
Oh, thank
It was
you.
so sad.
You know what? Shout out to my homie Off the Grid Ryan. Like he cried. A lot of my homies like texted me like they cried listening to that.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
song
like,
got
really?
me. That song gave me. You're gonna be like, Chelsea, don't hype me up like this. But I'm gonna say what it gave.
Yeah, hype me
It
up
gave
a
like
little
when
bit,
I. Yeah, I'm gonna hype you up
help me
real
a little
quick.
bit. I need the help. I need the confidence
You know when you
boost
listen
there.
to when you listen to Hey Mama by Kanye West, kind of vibe. I knew you were gonna do that, so I was holding back. We were gonna say cut that out.
It's there.
No,
Kaboom.
but it gives like when you listen, like when you It just like I don't know. Songs about moms always get me. I'm such a huge like also.
You know what
lot of
song got?
people
You know
can
what
relate.
song? I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
it's not about a mom, but it's about it's called by Neil Diamond, Old Man. "Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you." Where it's like, that's a good song, and it's about his dad. But Pink Floyd, "Mama, Mama, da, 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 Mama, da, 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 da," or whatever. Of
You love that you're relating yourself to everybody else.
Pink Floyd, Mama. Mama. Okay, here we go. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb?
You got to play for 2 seconds.
Mother, do you think they'll like the song? That song. So I agree with you. I think that songs about, but you have to love it. You know, I wouldn't want to like a hate song towards their mom. It's got to be a loving song towards their mom. Yeah.
Just got me. That one. Oh.
Yeah.
And that's
probably the hardest one. And to give more context to that song, I bought a keyboard at Goodwill over there in Gilbert, and I didn't bring my interface, and so I was playing keys over the na 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 na, like I was playing, and then I only I didn't have a mic. I played it, and so the laptop would pick it up. And not only that, okay, so I used the 303 and the Casio SA81 keyboard that I got at Sam Ash, but I use a mic. So the people that are going to comment, it could have sounded more professional. I didn't want it to sound good. I wanted it to sound lo-fi.
That's the point.
I got the idea out there.
That's the point.
But the next product, the next future music projects, I was thinking about maybe I could step it up to like Pro Tools or like sound it more, sonically, whatever, professional, and then maybe I could get like a condenser mic or a compressor mic, and then maybe get one of those effects, to make, because I'm very particular as far as like.
Just take a couple. You could just call it your remastered album. You just
pull a Taylor Swift, just redo my shit.
Just do all of it, and then make a movie and sell out.
By the way, is she like? How is she writing all those songs? Like, is she just a writing?
We're Taylor.
Like
we can't.
A songwriting music factor, like.
The Swifties will come for you in the comments.
No, I'm a fan, dude. I love Willow. Have you heard Willow? That's my favorite shit, Willow. Dude, that's a good song. I'm not hating on it.
We're
Taylor.
Swifties here.
Yo,
this
I'm
is
not
Taylor
hating
Swift
on Taylor.
she's
got skill. She's very talented. Yeah, no. We respect Taylor Swift here.
We love Taylor.
Yeah, we don't hate on Taylor Swift. Okay, so do you have any comment? Maybe we could kind of break it up a little if there's comments that you find, and
then we go back into
and then we could go back, because there's only 5 songs left.
You want some nice ones?
Yeah. I mean, it could be constructive criticism. It's okay.
No, I'm not gonna read.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Corona Bay 182.
Okay.
Shit's fire, bro. This should be like a trilogy or some shit. Or we need a part 2 of you growing up and what that's like. Because a lot of us here went through and are going through what you did. That's a great comment. Would you go? Okay.
What do you mean? What do they mean by trilogy? Because, dude, I'm almost 50. So basically, part 2 will happen when I'm 60, and then part 3 when I'm on my deathbed. I'll be 72 years old.
No, but would you
and then we'll call it a wrap.
Would you do a part 2? Like, okay, so this is like the eternal boy. How you're feeling now, being like.
You know what? There's something to that, because what happens when I get a car finally? Then I could do a whole album like, yeah, dude.
You should make an album in the car.
Right. Wait, come again?
You should make an album in the car.
That's actually a good idea.
You
that's
could
not
only
a bad
make
idea.
it through your USB.
Because that's kind of like a vocal booth in itself.
That's perfect.
Because it's contained and everything.
That would be really cool. Maybe
give me another comment. That made me feel good.
I like how, this is great. This is by Too Easy Ricky. I like how you always just do your own style, because I can honestly say there isn't anything I've heard close to this project. Worth the wait, bro. That's a great
that makes me feel, that's sweet.
People forget Steebee got bars. That's by Nathan Mendelsohn.
Thank you, Nathan.
BJJ.
I don't like to, you know, when I was younger, it was like more to prove. Dude, I'm almost 50. So I'm at a point now, like this is primarily, it's an art project to me. Straight up. It's like, so the cover, do you like the cover?
I love the cover.
I did that.
I knew.
I was FaceTiming Gabby and she goes, I don't know if she suggested it, but she's like, let's do art. And I just did that one night. I was just drawing with this. I did it with this pencil. So I did it with this pencil first. Okay. And then I went over it with the pencil.
Yellow.
What was that?
Is the yellow crayon? Or is that paint?
No, the yellow is a colored pencil.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the little. I love the little. I knew that you did it because of little Ray looks so cute.
Yeah, and so if you look at the cover, all of those songs are inside the cover. You see the eel, you see the mole, you see the mothership, you see just all of those people. All of those things have to do with the album.
Yeah, they're all so cute. I'm reading more comments.
Okay. While you're doing that, let's move into... Oh, do you want to read one more?
Let's read one
Okay, one more, then I'll go to song 6.
You got... A lot of people are saying how you have bars. And I don't know...
I don't feel that way. I feel like
Shut
they're
up.
just...
Your wordplay is crazy.
I just feel that their lyrics are just... I don't... When I write a song, I don't say, like, dude, I'm going to bar out, bro.
But you did bar out.
I'm more like... How do I, and you can see all the songs are like not even 3 minutes. I'm like, how do I just express what I want to express and then fade the music out?
But you just hit us with straight bars. That's what you did. You did.
Well, I don't think I'm okay. All right.
There's a line.
I'll give myself a little credit.
What is it called?
Well, all the lyrics are on here.
Yeah, but I'm going off memory, okay? I listened to this.
Okay.
Cutthroat Eel, where you're like, saying like fair weather friends, but you said fair weathering through something. That was so cute and creative. Like you have a lot of great wordplay throughout your entire album. So
fair weathering,
people caught that.
I thought were so ideal or something like that.
See,
yeah.
Zenith, heptone.
Yeah.
Steve, you so blessed to have a fresh record from you. Would you consider releasing an instrumental version of this album?
You know, yeah, people have been asking about that. Should I?
I mean, I think that'd be so cool. You could give your chance, like, to the Steebee.
You know, I have never done that. I should do that,
cool. Huh?
Yeah. So as far as I want to press up physical copies, so stay tuned for that. But then this, I gotta shout this guy out. He goes by Decius Clothing Company. So this guy, and he's based out of Pittsburgh. So shout out to Pittsburgh. He offered to put out the shirt, and so my idea, I don't know if you could see this. Can you see this on the camera?
No, not at all.
Okay, can I bring it up?
Yeah, you can also text.
So this is just some blueprints. Can you see it now?
No. This is no. Okay, you're just gonna edit
use
it.
Your imagination, though. So picture the album cover, but just on a yellow shirt. But then the back, let me describe it. Since he's based out of Pittsburgh and my girl's in Pittsburgh, we're gonna use the Pittsburgh Pirates, but like backwards.
Oh, that's cool.
With the A and the P, Eternos.
That's cool.
Yeah, Puer Eternos, but like with the Pittsburgh P.
That's cool. Their logo is yellow.
Shout out to
anyway,
Odysseus
right?
Clothing for doing that for me. He's a real good dude. We're talking right now.
That's fire.
And I need to hit up Strictly Cassette too, and hit up Koreatown Oddity about getting those tapes done there. I got to hit him up too. And,
oh yeah.
Is there? I'm gonna go to song 6 now. Those are very nice comments.
Those are beautiful comments.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for that. Raymond versus the Mothership. Now, I want to do a sci-fi song. And Raymond, the last time I talked to him, he was on his ranch. And he said that, because he's got cows and stuff, and he said there was an incident where there's cow mutilations on his property. And so I flew out there, and I kid you not, we saw the crop circles. And so he's like, I got to write a song about it. And so that's where that song, it's based off of that.
Yeah.
And
Was
I
Little
didn't want
Ray
to. He didn't want to
stressed?
write alone to it. So Raymond, you did a good job. What was that?
Did Little Ray come up with the beat, or did you come up with the beat?
He wants to take credit,
Yeah,
but he said he helped choose it because he teleported here through my the bathroom.
the
Yeah,
green
because
void.
there's a sort of a Stargate there, and so he's like, hey man, let me sit here, see what you could do. And then once he heard it, he goes, loop that, man. And then he wrote that in about one night.
Yeah.
So the song's about, and he got the idea. Shout out to Linda Moulton Howe because she wrote a book called Alien Harvest about cattle mutilations. How these UFOs are abducting their, the cows and everything. And so it's basically about alien greys and cattle mutilations and UFOs. Yeah.
Do you agree with Little Ray that you think it's reptilian, or?
I'm more. He hasn't seen reptilians. He's aware of them. No, he has seen them. He doesn't like talking about them.
Yeah, tread lightly. I don't know if you want to start beef
No,
with
no,
Little
no,
Ray.
no, no, no. He doesn't like because he's traumatized. He had one incident where he did run into a reptilian, and he has they erased his memory.
Wait, can you talk about this? Would he be okay with you talking about this?
Yeah,
It's
he
kinda
said
personal.
just don't get too detailed,
Oh,
but he mentioned, hey man, I don't want to talk about it. He's still having like night shivers and stuff because they basically memory wiped him, and he said that there was a littler reptilian, a more muscular one, that was like did something to his ankles. And then there was a bigger kind of aliens. They're not just all green. There's one that had like kind of grayer scales.
Yeah.
And it like kind of like it had like this Egyptian headdress thing on, and he did crazy stuff to him.
Do you think Little Ray is like infected now? Do you think he?
No,
could
he said
possibly
he's been, but he does therapy now, and he said that he's basically an insomniac. Like he can't sleep,
We hope he
and he
gets
has a
better.
rifle. He has like several guns underneath his bed, like
I hope
when he
he
sleeps.
gets better.
Yeah, he's got his 12 gauge. He's got a revolver. He's got all kinds. Yeah, because now he doesn't trust
Full Clint Eastwood.
full on like Clint Eastwood in like a Gran Torino.
Torino.
Yeah, like
that's what I was
or the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Like if he hears anything, hey, wait, man, you're like
Oh,
what?
yeah,
and he's still upset at Manscaped. So this is we're not sponsored here, but we used to be sponsored by Manscaped because according to him, they still owe him a little bit of.
Dough.
Because he did about 5 to 6 commercials for them. Do you remember those days?
Maybe, yeah, I think Manscaped might be owned by.
So
reptilians.
Manscaped, I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna make it up to Raymond, but he's still upset because he thought he put in work for you guys.
Wow.
And he according to him, I was compensated.
Yeah.
But according to him, he wasn't compensated.
Did you cheat him out? with some
No,
money?
you know what? Am
Can we
I
clear
fair? Am
clear
I
the
fair with you?
rumors?
Am I
Yeah.
fair with you
Yeah.
every
Oh,
week?
super fair. Very fair.
So I'm good
Yeah.
I'm good with the dough. I'm I'm a straight shooter. Okay,
True.
Raymond,
Just
we'll
clearing
talk
the
later.
rumors.
Yeah. The Elves Are Calling, Song 7. This is one of my favorite songs, and you know what it's about?
Keebler elves.
No, machine elves in the DMT world. Machine elves.
Okay.
But I did say Keebler
You did
one
talk
one
about
word.
Keebler
Because I was one week I was obsessed with watching Joe Rogan, and he was talking about, and like, I was watching like Terrence McKenna, and I'm like, they're talking about DMT and how like when you smoke it, like you get transported
about this
to a
for
different
months.
dimension. Yeah, you go to a different dimension, and then I thought one night I'm laying in bed, I'm like, I felt like they were like communicating with me, like it's almost like.
The elves or Joe Rogan?
No, the elves, not Joe Rogan. I met the guy once at the Comedy Store, and I barely shook his hand. Like there's people crowded around him. with the elves, it was mostly like I felt like they were telepathically communicating to me, like you just try.
Yeah.
It's not a relapse if you smoke DMT, Steve. Come join us. We got some sights to show you.
Are
So
we
that-
trusting these elves?
No, I haven't done it yet.
I know,
so,
but are we-
Hey, would
how
you
do you-
rather me write it in a song, or me lose my mind going into a different dimension and not coming back like a McKenna brother.
I appreciate you writing it in a song. Just to warn us.
Dude,
that you're
it's basically DMT Temptations about me.
You've been talking about it for a while. That's up to you. Your
And
sobriety is up
I
to
got
you.
it out of my system. I wrote a song about it.
And you don't want to
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't know about that, but I'm still sober. You know, I'm 16 years
You
now
would still
clean.
be
Yeah.
sober.
You know
That's
what
up to you.
You know what someone wrote me?
What?
They said, and it was about this song. They're like, Steve, love the song. And by the way, I respect your sobriety, but I feel like DMT, you won't get like addicted to something like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm just scared because
It's up to your discretion. That's so up to you.
but I know I have a addictive personality.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Then I'll be like, let me do shrooms next week. Then I'll do this. And then I can smoke weed.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to enter that.
Steve-O said that in his podcast. He was saying,
What
like,
was he saying? Because he's sober though now.
yeah, he's sober. He said he's like, yeah, I like really miss smoking weed, but the problem with he's like, I can't smoke weed because my weed bone is connected to my alcohol bone, which is connected to my PCP bone or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's totally up to your discretion.
Can you
And
imagine
that's between
me
you and
drinking
the elves.
like a tall can like beer right now? Like, all right, next question. So the elves are calling. I explained that. I really like. Do you like that beat? That's one of my favorite beats that I did.
One. I love that song. That song is so good.
You know what? I get an 80s feel, like the way I started. It goes dun 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 dun, dun
Yeah.
and then it drops. But doesn't that remind you of the 80s?
I was gonna say something, which is my first thought was a Stranger Things, which is obviously the 80s. So I did think of Stranger Things.
I could dig that.
Yeah,
That's what it made you feel like.
it made me feel like Stranger.
Thanks for saying that.
You're welcome.
I could dig that.
Thanks for
Okay, now
making
we're
it.
getting to the last three. Sleep Me Alone was actually the last song that I wrote.
Sleep
And
Me
it's
Alone?
Sleep Me Alone. Like, and I got it. I don't know why I named it that, because I'm like, it's basically a run on Leave Me Alone, but Sleep Me Alone. It's kind of like Leave Me Alone when I'm sleeping. And it's about, obviously, my unorthodox vampire sleeping habits, you know. And you know what, that beat actually, that all this stuff was a mistake, but this was really a mistake, because when I was working on my last song, I wrote a whole different song, okay? And I was trying to lay down the verses, and I was sweating, and I was trying to come so hard and aggressive, because I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna bar out on this.
Yeah.
But I didn't. With me now, when I'm making music, I need to find a melodic element.
So you admit it, you do bar out.
I wanted to that one, but it didn't work out. It backfired.
Well, I think it kind of.
I was, oh man, and then I was sitting there by the whatever. I was just sitting there for like maybe an hour into it, and I was just kind of staring at the laptop, and then because I had my sampler right next to my laptop, and then I went to a different sound bank, and I had looped up just a. I had found a sample that I was wanted to use on the barred out song, and it didn't really match. I'm like, it doesn't, because this whole, with all my music, like the different samples, like because they're like cross genred, they have to it's called it's kind of like complementary sampling. With one aspect has to like mesh with the other one, like kind of flawlessly, where it's like you can't really tell, and then they complement each other. With this, it was so abrasive, and it didn't go along with that beat.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I have this other break beat that I did, and then I played that one sample that I wanted to use for the other song on this new beat, and it matched perfectly.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is a sign. And it sounded, it's the beat that you hear on Sleep Me Alone.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, and then I was already, and I was already coming up with a melody. And I'm like, God.
How long did that one take you?
It took me a while. It takes me a while to get excited. Once I figure out where I'm like going with the song, like as far as the melodic elements and like the structure of the song, then it won't take me that long. The main part is like when I'm like what I did with the other song, where I'm trying to figure it out. Bless you.
Thank you.
And it's not coming, but I knew that it was just a sign where I'm like, you know what? I don't have to like this song, this is like it's gonna be a lot more enjoyable for me to write this because I already have the melody, like the structure in my head. Like, oh, I could do it like this, and I could pause more, you know, and like, you know, even the first line, I'm like, oh, lying in my Coleman, I'm a Coleman, you know, lying in my Coleman, sleeping bad. I already had the line in my head. I'm like, okay, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
I guess the universe is telling me to write this right now. So that's how that song came about. Did I talk enough about that?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Can I ask, why didn't you make that the last song? Because I don't know if you were going to go with that being your last song. I was just curious if it was like intentional, your order. Just because you ended it with like the Quangou one. Like
the sandbox? Yeah, Sleep Me Alone.
No, Sleep Me Alone.
Sleep
Me
Alone.
Like you ended it with Sleep Me Alone.
Oh, because I'm falling asleep now. I'm falling. I see your log. Yeah. That does.
Because I didn't.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh no!
No. You're fine. You're fine. No, that's constructive. You're right. I can see your point.
That's not constructive. I just asked if it was intentional.
No, I wanted to save the last one because it was about my girl and us on the.
I love that song. Wait, I don't want to jump ahead. That is an amazing song.
It is?
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So I Know is more. Oh, no, so I Know. This is my first. This is like probably besides Little Raymond. You did good on your song, but my homie, you know, Sean, the relayer, he did the beat on that.
Oh, sick.
He handed me the raw break beat, and I just laced it with samples. That's more of kind of like, I got the vocal sample off of Thundercats, and hold up, and I just wanted to. I thought it was just a fun song to do, and I'm like, what am I gonna name? Yeah, and it's Snarf. Sorry, I forgot the. So the character's name Snarf from Thundercats, and he's on the album cover, and he goes, I know, and then and it was more of kind of a trippier song because I put a delayed effect on it where it just kept going, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, and so yeah, I just thought it was a fun song to do.
But it was still pretty deep. I mean, you talk about like Lexapro. And
You're right.
Yeah, it is a pretty
deep.
Well,
you
song.
Really did listen.
I was listening.
yeah, I did talk about Lexapro. Yeah. And so I got to give a shout out to the relayer for helping me with that song because he co-produced it. That song 9. And then the very last song, Seashell Sandbox. So, did you get a mellow vibe from that?
That song was so romantic. It was so cute.
Did it sound dreamy?
It was very dreamy. This is so different than the rest of the album. It was so good. It was so cute. It was so cute.
Do you think that was like paying homage to our relation? Like if you put yourself in Gab's shoes, she'd be like, okay, that song was respectable.
Yeah. You're almost Jige one.
Yeah.
And then that song, those two made me cry. But because I know
you cried on Seashell Sandbox
because I love romance. It was so cute. Because okay, can I be fair? Can I say why?
Wait, time could pause like paintings on this boardwalk.
Yeah.
Cute. Wait, I was like talking about like a like a painting. Something
well,
like
because when I came, I remember when I met her, she was like sorting out all the seashells that you guys.
So that's a truthful song.
That. Yeah, I knew that.
Right, that's
so when
so
I heard
crazy.
It, I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Because I still have the seashells here.
Yeah, it's so cute. No, I remember, and I thought that was so cute.
You know that beat. It was because that's a loop that I found too. With this, I could have made a whole nother album with just the crazy loops that I found. I was finding some crazy shit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the project, I'm like, oh, dude, like, wow, look at all this other stuff. I have stuff on my sample right now. I mean, that's just there, and it didn't make the thing. But that one, I was like, I wrote that like that night too, because I'm like, it's one of those things similar to like Sleep Me Alone, where
just poured out of you.
Well, again, it's like with me in this project, it was more like I wanted to be more melodic with it, and so I was already like, no, I was kind of humming stuff to myself. Like, you know what's interesting? I have audio memo things. I don't know. I have to be very careful. Let me. So this is. You want to know? You know how I write songs, dude? This is before any words are. Can I just play it?
Yeah.
So this is an example of. Okay, like this sounds crazy. I'm just gonna play it. So that's my process. You want to hear another one? You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Wait, how about this? You do it and I guess the song. We should have done you play and I'll guess which song it is.
This is like the pre-seashells. Hold on.
That does not sound at all what the song ended up being. On the beach with my girlfriend.
Okay, what mental institution? What asylum is he in right now?
No, I do the same thing with my voice.
Let me see if I have another one. Hold up.
On the beach.
Okay, so those. So that's how. Before anything happens with the notebook, this is what you get. This is what it is. All right. I thought that was fun. Comment below if you like. You know what I want to do too?
Yeah.
If you're open to this, I want to start live streaming.
You should. That'd be so cool.
So I want you, and I'll pay you more for this too. No, I want to. No, because I want you to moderate. You're going to be the moderator.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we're going to do it, and then I'll have it set up where you could be with the laptop and then moderating.
I'll be a great mod.
And then you could, you know how you found what you did naturally there? You're like looking at comments, and then you could just, you'll be mic'd up, and you could be like, okay,
So fun.
blah, blah, blah says this, and you know what I mean? And then we'll just,
I have a question. Would you ever Mark Robillard?
who's that?
The guy in his bathrobe that plays, he has done stuff with Erykah Badu.
Yeah. I've seen some
Kenny
of his
Beats and
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
I've seen some of his clips.
Yeah, he'll play the piano and stuff, the keys or whatever, and he'll just would you ever just do with your live of just you messing around with your
With my samplers?
yeah, with your samplers?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've never thought about it.
That'd be fun. That'd be so cool.
So what do you think about,
That's sick.
because I wanted to switch it up. Not that I love interviewing guests, but I just, for, the future here, I feel like
People
we
love
should
you
try
on your
something
own
new.
too.
Like, I think that, live streaming would be maybe something
Yeah,
that could be, interesting,
be fun.
because it's and then I could plug it on the Instagram, be like, hey guys, I'm about to live stream this Wednesday or something. Tune in, and then give them the link or whatever to the, and they just go to the YouTube and
Yeah, or you could do Twitch.
yeah, or do that. But I actually, the reason why I'm saying that, because I watch Linda Moulton Howe, her Earth Files.
Yeah.
That's live streamed,
Yeah.
and I watch it every Wednesday. I'm like, oh God, I have to wait another hour, and then they wait for it, and then it's, I don't know. I think it's cool.
I watch a lot of.
Give me an example. Give me.
I watch Hassan Piker a lot.
Who's that? Is that a comedian?
No, he's
Who's
a
that?
social commentator.
Oh, really?
I love him. I love him a lot.
Okay.
And he's on H3. He's part of the H3 universe too.
I watch H3.
I watch H3.
So you played it cool when Cam was here.
Yeah, I wasn't here when Cam was here again.
You weren't here.
I wasn't. Hi, Cam.
Oh, you weren't here. You were sick.
Yeah, I was sick. Boo. But yeah.
I've reached out to all of them.
Oh, cool.
I haven't reached out to Dan though.
I used to be in a class with Olivia, which is crazy.
Oh, she's in the middle area. Yeah.
When I was a little kid, we were in the same acting class.
Really?
Yeah, crazy. Small world.
So you know about AB and
Yeah.
all of them, their whole crew, yeah.
I'm a big Hassan fan.
So shout out to Teddy Fresh. Get yours today.
Yeah. Well, we could live stream. That'd be fun.
All right, so I think to wrap it all up, go to SteebEe'sBandcamp.com. Look out for the shirt and the physical copies coming out soon. And I feel, you know what? I do feel good about it. I don't know how, I don't want to compare it to the other projects that I've done, but I feel good. I feel proud that I at least completed it. And people seem to like it. And so, and then give me some time. I'm going to, I'll maybe have it on here another week just on Bandcamp. Then I'll have it on like all the other platforms through like DistroKid, whatever, Spotify.
Yeah.
and
You
all
haven't
that.
done a music video in a while.
I know. Maybe. What do you think? Out of all these songs off this new project, you're saying almost Chiga?
Yeah. Well, I think that one might be really personal, be really cute for you personally, and be beautiful. I think people would appreciate that one a lot. But that's up to you.
Maybe she could be like preparing kimchi chiga because it's about like yeah.
You do something. You do something where it's like just hands, or we'll talk about.
Yeah. We'll figure it
cool
out.
ideas
Yeah,
for you.
but I think you're onto something. Oh my God,
You could even have
we
fun.
made an hour.
I was gonna tell you, but I thought you noticed.
Okay, well,
We're at 50.
thanks for tuning into the solo episode. We still have time,
Still
but
have time.
I think that this is a
That's
good,
good.
because I was planning just like 45. But
Okay.
tune into Scissor Bros on Fridays. Go to SteebeeWeebieBandcamp.com. Subscribe to Scissor Bros if you haven't. We're gonna be in Florida, January 12th, for a comedy festival there, and hopefully by then I'll have physical copies of this album so I could slang them at the festival there. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Are you not gonna go? Yeah. You forgot your outro.